Welcome to UX TV. Today I want to share a tip that'll help reduce the size of your large data table for a better user experience. As a designer, you may have clients that insist on cramming all their data into a single view. But as you know, this is going to create too many columns that will overwhelm and frustrate users. Instead of capitulating to your client's demands, you should show them a better approach, and that is to split their data into two views. Let me show you what I mean. So here is a large data table that's so wide it can't fit the viewport of most screens. The viewport is going to squeeze the table frame together and force users to horizontally scroll to see all the data. Horizontal scrolling means that it's going to be hard for them to analyze different data points across multiple columns. In other words, this is a bad user experience because it puts all the data in a single view. So what's the solution? Well, you got to split your data into two views, an overview and a details view. The table is the overview that summarizes the data set so users know when they need to analyze the details. What this means is that you have to remove data columns that go beyond the scope of a summary. If you look at this table closely, you'll see that these columns are too detailed for an overview. So what you're going to do is remove them, and when you do that, you end up with a slimmer table. The table is not as wide and it fits the viewport of the screen. However, users still need a way to access the details view. This is done with a button in the Actions column. Clicking the eyeball icon is going to open the details view in a modal panel. As you can see, all the details we removed from the table earlier are displayed here. This is a much better user experience than before because it splits the large data table into an overview and details view for easier consumption and analysis. However, sometimes it's not enough to remove columns from the table. You might need to summarize them in the overview. A good way to alert users when to check the details view is to add a status column to the table. In this case, removing the inventory details means users won't know when they're low in stock. Therefore, you add an inventory status column to the table that summarizes these details. If you like this tip, you'll love the articles I write on my Substack newsletter. I'll teach you how to design better user experiences for your enterprise application. Check out the links below.